Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Got a great project right behind me that we're going to be starting. So a future me here. I'm from the end of the video. I had to come back over here to fill in some context. Original me did not even tell you what this project was about. This project is actually for a customer. This is the first time I've taken a build-in from someone else in over 10 years. Cody, the owner of this bike, he liked the last FXR that I had built, the brown one, which I did YouTube videos on. He liked that bike. He wanted a version of that for his, but with more modern stuff. He eased my mind and I took on the project, and it's a bike that he wants to keep forever, which is like an added bonus, a super big plus. So it makes me even more motivated to want to jump on this bike. Yeah, I'm building a bike for Cody, and I'm not going to tell you anything else about the bike because that's what this video is about. But I'll see you guys at the end of this video with some more context to what we got going on. So Cody hit me up and he was like wanting to do a birth year FXR, something that he can keep forever. He's not holding back on a budget. Unfortunately, in the world of building custom motorcycles, it does cost a lot of money. Today, I got to get this thing down to the frame, get things organized, get this thing ready so that I can go get the frame sandblasted and I can come back and start doing the fab work needed to fit the twin cam motor in it and also fit the wider bagger swing arm rear wheel. So we're putting a 5.5 inch wide rear wheel on this bike, wider rear fender. Anyway, like I said, today we're tearing this thing down and let's get after it. So you guys know I love these old live to ride things, and this one's got a really nice patina. It's all cracked up, so it's gonna be perfect to go on my wall somewhere. So yeah, this is a 92 and it's kind of a more desirable year. It's got the spline shaft transmission, all the more modern stuff going on in here. It's also got the head breather Evo in here, which is a much more desirable Evo. When we kicked off this project, Cody was originally planning to start with just a raw FXR frame. I urged him to be patient and find a complete bike. He ended up finding a great donor bike with a handful of good parts on it. 39mm dual disc front end, 9-spoke mags, head breather Evo, and the more modern spline shaft transmission. Even though most of the parts will not be used on this build, on average, a good titled frame sells for about $1,500. You can find a titled complete, typically running FXR for around $3K, especially on this side of the Rockies. Having a complete bike is ideal since you'll still need many small brackets or parts for the build depending on the direction you're going. Also, the extra parts you end up not using can typically be sold on the marketplace and help recoup some of the cost. Got the frame completely stripped down today. Motor is out on the stand, transmission, primary. A lot of extra stuff we're gonna be needing to keep. Some extra things we'll probably keep until we finish the build. So what I gotta do right now today is I need to get this frame, everything cut off of it. It's not gonna be necessary for the twin cam swap. Also, we're running a bagger swing arm and complete bagger drivetrain here. So we're running a wider back wheel, which is gonna need a wider fender. So what we're gonna be doing too is we're gonna be cutting down the center of this to alleviate some space so that a wider Dyna fender will fit right in there. We'll probably have to drill some new holes as well, but we're gonna cut this stuff down, plate it, re-weld the holes up. We've already had Main Drive do some fancy fabrication work so it'll clear everything in here. We're also gonna be running these Nest wheels, and again, we're running a 5.5 inch wide rear wheel, 18 inches tall, 19 front. We're also gonna be running a Dyna 49mm front end on this thing, so it'll have a little bit thicker stance. All right, so I'm getting everything prepped to start doing all the dissecting on the frame. In the shop, you know, it's not a huge space. Literally cutting all this stuff up is gonna make a lot of metal shaving, so I try to use a fan to kind of keep it all from going back into these like deeper pockets of the shop. But yeah, almost ready to start cutting. A few more things I need to get out and ready, and then it'll be chop time. Got this part cut out. Got to clean all this up with the grinder, get it nice and smooth. Then I'll work on this side right here. Got it all cut out here, and now I'm gonna try to fit the fender in here and see what I'm working with and see how much more I'll need to take it back and all that good stuff. All right, just a rough cut. It fits in there pretty nice. I'm gonna have to put the struts on there. I think it's probably gonna be sitting more like that. It's a clean little cut, fits right in there, pretty close to everything. Probably can pull it back a little bit. Once I get the drivetrain in here, I can really fine tune all this to get it level, get it centered, make sure the wheel is centered in there before anything gets super finalized here. In the meantime, I need to go ahead and chop off this cross member and chop off any other tabs that I'm not gonna be using on the twin cam swap here. Now we got to dissect all this, a little more precision here where we don't want to scar up all this metal. So we're going to get in here and start cleaning all this up and get these pieces off. All right, got these cut off. Now I'm gonna have to clean them up. Need to cut this tab off and that tab off now. Clean all this up, grind it down, file it, make it look pretty. I have my pretty heavy duty construction paper here. I think it's more of an art board I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna make some templates with that to fill this in right here. I got it all smoothed out pretty nice. I wanna make a nice template to go there. And I'll transfer that over to a piece of metal that I have and hopefully get this thing tacked up here pretty quick. So got my template in, a little bit short here. Have to adjust that, add some in. Got it in, nice and clean everywhere on here. Now I'm gonna take some center punches and poke some holes through there. Sorry, I forgot to film here, but got this welded on. It's in there. A welder.
Did you want the whole frame in the frame?
All right guys, I'm back at the shop and we have the bike back here from Corey's. But real quick before I start showing you guys some of the bike, I want to address something that I didn't really do correctly in probably the footage you already saw of me welding. I should have put a brace between the two of these welded on the back here just to keep everything in line and square while I was welding all this up. As you can see, fortunately, Corey was able to catch this. We were able to remeasure, reheat and bend, get everything back to spec as how it needed to be so that everything fits perfectly. Owning that, I should have done that. Fortunately, it wasn't a dire mistake. It was something that could be remedied, fixed, solved. And thankfully, I have a guy like Corey, a mentor, a teacher, someone that can catch my mistakes that I make along the way and help me, fix them, realize what I did, and grow from that stuff. That is the goal. My welds were good. They were penetrating. It was right. I just forgot to brace it. So, lesson learned. This bike is coming out sick. I am so stoked. And as it's coming together, I'm getting more excited. This thing has toughness and muscle. It just looks stout and beefy, and yeah, I'm loving it. So here we are. This is where we're at now. We have the back end, once again, Arlen-ness rear wheels, rotors, for the bagger style 5.5 inch wide rear wheel, 18 inches. Bagger rear swing arm that was modified, shaved, fitted to work on this bike from Corey from Main Drive. As you can see, it's just got a nice, tough look to it. And one of the things that I like about the fact that we did this, as much as I like a lot of the swing arms that are out there, they look so nice. They're really cool. There's a lot out there. And this is one of those things that is just not that common on a bike, on a build. And I think it has a more timeless look. Yes, there's a lot of parts going in this bike. There's a lot of money being spent on this bike. But I want, and I think Cody as well, wants this bike to have a little bit of a nostalgic, a little bit more soul into it. And I think that modifying the factory Harley parts is a great way to get that. Corey also was tasked with making us some spacers so that everything is dead nut center on this bike. We have the Cush Drive chain set up from Arlen-ness, which is awesome. That is lined up perfectly for the chain on the twin cam 6-speed there. We had to put some bungs here, spacing out the shock so everything's good. So we put the FXR strut covers back on here. It will perfectly fit alongside the fender here. Corey also modified the Advan Black bracket that we have there for the FXR fairing so that it would work properly on the FXR neck and frame here. As you can see where it was cut and welded and added on, we'll have to repowder coat all that obviously when it's all said and done. And probably one of the biggest, coolest looking things about this bike is this whole beefier front end. You know, you have the ST front end, you have the 49 millimeter Dyna front forks that we got off of a 2016 Lowrider S. The Arlen-ness front wheel is a 19 inch, but it is technically a bagger size wheel that we had to stuff in between this mid-glide front end. So as you can see, there is not a lot of space, but everything is perfectly machined down to fit. It's dialed, brake calipers are perfectly centered on each side, and we're ready to go here. Corey got me dialed in all these areas, and I'm really stoked to be able to get this bike back in my hands so that I can start wrapping up the twin cam swap stuff and getting into the, you know, assembly. I want to wire this bike, get it all dialed in raw. I want this bike to be rolling and look like a finished product, and then take it apart and coat it, powder coat it, paint it, Cerakote, whatever we're doing. I want to do that after I've already kind of built the bike. And I've always said that, you know, building bikes, customizing bikes, however you want to say it, it's the team you put together. It's the painter, the builder, the assembler, the designer, the guy that you get your seat done, or the brand. It's all these things come together. It's the village that comes together to build a bike. I'm proud to say that I have a great team that I work with. Corey and I have worked together on many projects, like my FXR chopper here, my brown FXR that we did last summer, and this old girl. As you can see, it's a beautiful day out here. I got a nice sunset going down right now, so I think I'm going to hop on this chopper and go utilize the rest of this light and have a good day. So, all right guys, so that's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you for coming along with this beginning in filling in the blanks video. I'm gonna try to do better. It's difficult to work on these projects because this is a couple of months of, you know, work right here. So filming in different times, you kind of forget what you filmed, and you realize it when you go back to edit and you don't have what you need there. So I'm trying to fill it in. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully you're seeing some progress. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at this, but I don't know, tell me down in the comments. Yeah, guys, I think it's gonna wrap this one up, and you know, I'll see you guys on the next episode, which I don't know what it'll be about, but hopefully some more of this content. All right, peace.